Monz Logan, artist, producer, engineer, photographer. You're a multi-talented individual.
Yeah, man, Superman, man. It was good, bro.
I'm good. I'm good. How you doing?
Oh, man, I'm blessed, bro. Living a dream.
Okay, as you know, this is our first episode of Behind the Camera. And we want to thank you for joining us for this episode.
Oh, man, I'm honored, man. I get to christen the first episode, so that's an amazing thing, man.
Yeah, so we're going to ask a few questions and we're going to let you elaborate on the questions that we ask and let you expound. And also tell us about this new podcast you hosting, Survival of the Fittest with Lucky XL.
Oh, man, it's a beautiful thing, man. It's something, it's spearheaded from, just conversations we had back and forth and realizing, man, we're blessed to kind of have each other and then have the circle that we have, we realize there's a lot of brothers that don't really have that, just that insight or whatever. And so we decided to put that together, and man, just put it out there and hopefully, we see some positive change, come about, and most of all, man, just have a good time and have fun doing it,
Good. I like that. Okay, you're a great artist. You got a lot of great songs. What does it take to write a great song? What's your process? How do you build it?
Man, well, the song, man, it start, with the theme, the concept, like where is it? And a lot of times, you got to have the inspiration for that. And for me, some of it could stem from personal situations. It could be from a conversation that I had with somebody, a movie I saw, just anything that kind of creates that conversation. So having subject matter, that's always a start for me, and then of course, the more catchy music is, it locks, it stays with people. So finding a way to take, intricate subject matters and, make them a little bit catchy, a little bit more digestible. So
do you start with the beat when you get ready to write a song?
Mm-hmm.
Is it the beat that dictates the energy?
It definitely does. The beat, I feel like the idea starts, I lock the idea just from, like I said, from just life experiences. But then that beat invokes that idea, it brings that to life, and then it come together like a synergy, and that's important because it's gonna bring a little bit more out of you. It's like telling a story. A story got a beginning, middle, and end. So looking at the song like that, and the hook is kind of the whole theme of it. Like what genre of movie would this be?
Speaking of the hook, what do you do first? Do you come up with the hook first, or do you start writing a verse first?
Yeah, man, definitely come up with the hook. The hook is what gives me the direction of how the verses should go. That's the way that I would construct the song. There's some people I know their process is they're better at writing the music and it's like, well, I don't know where to take it. So even doing that, like collaborating with artists on that level, like listening to what they have and saying, okay, we could draw from this and create a hook around that, but to me, that's the most important part of the song. That's what sells the song.
Okay, now I know you're a producer also, so kind of the same question. What's your inspiration when it comes to making a track, producing the beat?
Man, just again, it could be a sound I heard or a new artist, just something. Man, I could be walking outside and I'm just listening to the environment, environmental noises, and it just all started working together, and it may inspire me to go in and kind of replicate that. If not, shit, take out my phone now, kind of capture a little bit of that sound and sample it in and then build around doing that or whatever. But that's typically my goal. And even listening to the other producers, man, that's always a thing, like hearing what people are doing or whatever and not necessarily try to replicate exactly what they're doing, but just listening to their approach and then you're putting your approach to that science. I think all the greats, has studied from, one another.
Okay. You from Chicago, of course.
Mm-hmm.
How would you assess Chicago's music culture right now?
Right now, I mean, the beautiful thing about it is that, it's recognized. Anytime I hear someone bring up drill, they always have to bring it back home. And it's something that even though it didn't represent, my youth here in the city, it represents the times of the youth in the city. And man, I love the fact that, those brothers was able to kind of bring that home. Because, when we were coming up, it was the whole double time, tongue twisted thing. You know what I'm saying? And our city never really kind of got to really own that and say that it was ours because everybody said, oh, we did it or we were the originators or whatnot. So man, I love that. And I just love the warrior spirit as well of the music.
Okay. You also engineer, and like I said, you produce, so you work with younger artists. How do you work with a younger artist when they come in and you doing a session with them?
I just really try to get in their head and see where they're trying to go, like understand what it is they're trying to achieve. And, just use my expertise to kind of bring that to light. Because they know, we always had young artists, you got all these sounds and stuff going on in your head or whatever. Oh man, make my voice do this. And you don't really know how to articulate what that is because you don't know what it is yet. And just kind of understanding that, and then you sprinkling on a little bit of my own sauce with it, and just try to find that vibe. I try not to put too much of my own style onto their music. Just try to find a way to glue together what it is that they're bringing to the table.
Okay. Now, if you had to create an artist from scratch, how would you go about it? What would be your process if you was creating an artist? What would your artist be like in your head?
Man, definitely personality, larger than life personality, because you got to be able to sell, the idea of the art, so that's always a start. Something unique about their look. It's not to say they got to be drop dead gorgeous or, any of that, but they just have to have like something unique about them that, draws people to them. And I mean, just a bit offbeat in their regular life that they could bring, into the music. Definitely the music quality got to be there, It's not always about like finding like the best vocalist or whatever, but it's the one that has like, they just have this thing about them that's so authentic that, they may not even realize it, but like, oh man, this is something special, and just really finding that. And that's what, again, creates like the motivation to push and do something different because it's like, you're working with something you've never worked with, So that's the way that I would, I would go about doing that. And also like just finding something different. Try to find like a lane that they can, a space where they can own, and it's like, man, no one looked over there. You think about like when Drake hit, he kind of came in trying to do like the hip hop b-boy thing, but he really took over that space to half R&B, half, rapper, lover boy type space. And he was able to own that. And if you notice, J. Cole, similar artists, they were smart with marketing him. They like, we can't make him the other light-skinned brother or whatever. Let's focus more so on his, on his bars, on his raw talent or whatever. And that's why those two artists were able to be equally as successful coming up in the same time.
Okay, so if you was talking to a young artist, what would you tell? What would be some of the mistakes that a young artist makes that you would say, okay, maybe you should try this?
Man, not really having a direction, knowing exactly what it is you're trying to do. Like, are you just trying to make music to pass time, or do you look at this as a business? And if so, like any other business, like what are your investments? We know that, in any business, you're going to look for, an investor, whether you're going to get a loan from a bank or you getting together, private investors to put together a business. But, it's always the outcome of that situation is always going to be judged off of what you bring to the table. What's your credibility? How much sweat you got into the game or whatever. So man, and learning as much about the business as you can. Surrounding yourself around as many individuals that, that are use. You got a friend that's a business minded, they are always the one that's kind of doing that for the, planning and scheduling things for the crew. Then, you put them in charge of maybe try to make them to be maybe your first manager. There's somebody who could check emails and, talk to individuals.
Try to build a team.
Exactly. Build a team around you. Understand exactly everything you need. You don't have to go out there right now and spend a ton of money on, a photographer or whatever. If you got the latest iPhone, latest Samsung or whatever, get somebody that's willing that actually take nice pictures already, of course, but man, get them to utilize that, document everything, content is key. So just make sure it's just as much time as you're spending making the music, you're documenting that process. Because in today's market, that's what your fans want to see. They want to actually be a part of that experience, you know. So
what about budgets? Should they have some kind of a budget?
That is the biggest thing. That go back to investing, you know. What are you willing to put into this? Like, how far are you trying to take this? You know, like, I'll tell every artist, man, instead of try to, you know, spend money to record in a big popular studio all the time, man, try to take that money, invest in your own equipment, watch some videos on YouTube, you know, put together a budget of maybe getting somebody to mix your stuff. You know, that way you can spend as much time being creative, making the music, make your mistakes, fix them, and then you take them to get, you know, to get mixed and mastered. You know, but that's your first investment. Second is, you know, you got to market, you got to promote, even if that's, you know, linking up with somebody, you know, they got 10K, 30K, 50, 100,000 subscribers or followers that can, you know, critique your music, play it in a skit, do whatever. You got to know that nobody's going to do it for free. It goes back to that investment. You know, you got to be, what have you invested in yourself, in your dream, to get someone else to want to do that? So budget that's huge, you know, and be real. You know, if you're trying to get a video shot and, you know, the person say it's $1,000 and you only got $800, you know, instead of bullshitting around or whatever, hey man, you know, man, I only got 800, you know, man, can I trade off something? You know, is there something that I can bring to you that's of $200 extra of value? You know, like, try to always find a way to work with that individual if you can't meet that financial expectation, or just get your money right and don't waste their time until you got it right.
Luxury Productions.
No great life is without adversity, and no adversity is too big to overcome. Swing for the fences, shoot for the stars. There's no limits. Whoa, 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 whoa. Had to get it in like whoa, get it in. Get into the ends like whoa, get it in. Count it up again like whoa, too much speed to spin like whoa, whoa, whoa. I turn all my lessons into checks, counting up my blessings as I flex. Diamonds stay reflecting on my neck. Grind hard so I shine with no regrets. Lost my brother Dollar, may he rest. Told me to go harder, I'm up next. Fly high LJ 45, that's a jet. Live cause loyalty earns all respect. Get into the bag, no fumbling. Counting up the stacks, all money in. Filling up a sack, all hundreds in. I done lost track, what's coming in. Get into the bag, no fumbling. Counting up the stacks, all money in. Another 100 racks to the running man. Had to run it back, that's my money dance. I'm in a different bracket, it's stupendous. Amex got no limit, I'm the apex, so I'm winning. Stay high off my spinach, probably sipping something vintage. Praying for redemption, that's forgiveness, fuck permission. Whoa, 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 whoa. Had to get it in like whoa, get into the ends like whoa, count it up again like whoa, too much speed to spin like whoa, 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 whoa. Had to get it in like whoa, get into the ends like whoa, count it up again like whoa, too much speed to spin like whoa. I'm in a different bracket, it's stupendous. Amex got no limit, I'm the apex, so I'm winning. Stay high off my spinach, probably sipping something vintage. Praying for redemption, that's forgiveness, fuck permission.